Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the official ARK Podcast, number 100. My name's Coach Brad, and I'm here with the core team. Your host tonight, as always, a fantastic leader, Atlas. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you for the introduction, Brad, and thank you, all you great people, for being here. This is a very special podcast. It is our 100th consecutive podcast. We have definitely given full effort, full commitment to being here with the community. And it's not a 20-minute or 30-minute update. I think on average, we're probably around, almost 3 hours or 2.5 hours. We love what we're doing. We understand the sacrifices that it takes, time with your family, time for your own enjoyment and health. And there's no secret that this team that's here is working nonstop 7 days a week. We could be doing other things, but there's really nothing more important than our work here. 10 months to develop what we launched in December 18th. And this is our baby. This is also yours. And when a baby is born, it requires constant attention. You can't put it to the side and expect for it to be healthy, nurtured, loved, and tended to, kept safe and encouraged to go through its amazing process of growth. That's a dedication, folks, that we believe in, and we have shown through time. That is our culture, that is our way of working. There's a clear understanding that when everyone else is sleeping, when everyone else is relaxing, spending time with the family, when 12 hours is too much, the competition, my friends, goes to relax. It goes to sleep. It goes to have a balanced life. Good for them. Amazing. We appreciate that. Because during those hours, during their breaks, during their balancing and living their best life, we, my friends, are working hard, and there is no competition. It gets really easy when there's nobody around. Full force, full steam ahead here at the ARK. Tonight, in celebration of our 100th podcast, we will be doing a 50 ARK giveaway to any participant that is here, whether you're an OG investor going back to last year, March, April, one of the syndicate founders, whether you are an advisor, whether you are a new investor, or you just heard about ARK 10 minutes ago. You're here for a reason. And we want you here. And we want you growing, flowing, steady down the stream of what's ahead of us. Not against the current, not against the tide, not against the wind, but flowing in a positive manner without the resistance, understanding that nobody here is going to get rich overnight. This is a long journey with a lot of great experiences and opportunities ahead of us. No guarantees, no promises, no trust required. High risk investment. It's not an appetite for most, but with high risk comes high rewards. And that's what we always say, folks, do not invest what you can't afford to invest, and pay yourselves. The ROI here at ARK is fast. Again, not overnight. And for those folks who remember the dates of the 100X in a couple of hours, the Elon tweets, my friend, those days are over. They're not here. And as investors, I encourage everyone to take a look in the mirror and really think about their future, their family, and understanding that to be a winning investor, you have to take profit. You have to put the money back in your pocket, then the rest is just amazing, especially when you look at the compounding the calculator from Dr. Kelly Slook, and you see the potential. It's a beautiful thing we have here, folks. And we thank you for all your support, interest, and taking the time to understand a complex system. It's complex because it's there to create goalposts, to keep everyone in a format where they're able to make money every day and also compound every day without feeling guilty, without having to wait months and months and months to get to a max wallet and be disappointed. We got sick and tired of seeing the same 1% or less friends of the dev, friends of the marketer, in the little whale group on TG or Discord that always get in the private, always get the whitelist, and always dump on everyone else. The little guy, the average Joe, who sees the FOMO pump on the chart and gets wrecked, my friends. This one's for you folks. This one's for the whales. This one's for everyone. We've come to a point of understanding that in this business, you can't trust people. You got to trust the smart contracts. You have to trust what you see. There are no tokens in the wild. Every core team member has invested forcefully, because that's the rules, their tokens into the ARK vault, the same as any private sale, any pre-sale, or any investor that came in after launch, or any investor who buys today or tomorrow. This is not a trading token. This is a high yield token specifically designed to avoid the hockey stick up, hockey stick down volatility. It was created so that any person that comes here 6 months from now, or a year from now, 2 years from now, can play the same game that we're all playing here today. And they'll join us because we'll be there too. We will be earning and growing. And there's so many great things that are coming ahead. We talk about it constantly here. We do this every night. I think last night was 3.5 hours. The night before, probably 4 hours. And we do it because we believe in the quality of our work, our vision, and more importantly, our abilities to execute. Everywhere you look, these aggressive, beautiful roadmaps, but they don't have the folks on board that can make it happen. We do. And we set out understanding that when you go on a voyage and you're sailing, there is no turning back. And you better have your equipment, you better have your supplies, and you better have the hands on deck that are willing to get dirty, put the work in, and understand that to stay on a course, it takes efforts from everyone. Full commitment. This is serious business, folks. It's a huge responsibility for us. As they say, money doesn't grow on trees. People work very hard for it. And we're giving them an option. And with that, we have to ensure the safety. That's why we not only did CERTIC as an audit, we did Driven as an audit, secondary one, and then we hired 3 white hat hackers or specialists in Solidity to beat the brakes off of those contracts. This is all fresh code. That's a huge responsibility. We sleep very well at night because of that. We sleep very well at night because our chart is stable and dynamic. And we're understanding that the folks that are coming in here are getting the education before they invest. So thank you, and sorry for the long-winded introduction. It's an exciting moment for me. It's a milestone for me and the rest of the team. And I couldn't be prouder of this team and the amount of work and hours and commitment that they do on a daily basis, as well as the passion, respect, and attention that we're getting from our investors. With that, I will turn it over to Mr. Brett Norton. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Alice. Sorry, I was muted there. Just some quick updates today. We did have an update to the auto allocation system. Many people are awaiting us to reduce the gas fees on that in order to be able to allow, cheaper transaction costs on that on a daily basis. And Alex put in a ton of work today on getting some updates so that people won't be able to start their auto allocation unless their CWR is in line. So basically what he's doing is he's checking their CWR schedule to make sure that it won't max out either limit on the top end or the bottom end. And if for whatever reason in your schedule you've been doing 100% allocations and it would cause an error in the auto allocation system, then we won't allow the auto allocator to run. So you won't be able to deposit your gas, you won't be able to select your CWR, you won't be able to start the auto allocator. So what we're doing is we're trying to find ways to cut down on the errors and expenses that we've been having because people were doing the 100% allocations and they're hitting the upper limits of the CWR. So we're hoping we're going to monitor this for a week, and if we can reduce the gas cost significantly by eliminating a lot of those errors, we're going to assess it and try to bring that gas fee down to make it more affordable. So if you have a week or so left in your schedule, that's great. If you're kind of waiting or holding off to get into the auto allocator and you'd like to wait until we make a decision on the gas price, then we'll be doing that in about a week. So we're gonna monitor it, make sure it's safe for us to move that down. It could be possible we move it down and then have to move it back up. So I don't want to set any expectations on that, but we're just trying to make it more accessible to, more people in the system. So that was a big update, and we posted that in the announcements channels and also in the main Telegram group. So if you have questions about that, go ahead and take a look. Also, if you're in auto allocation now, we did make a kind of a reset on all of the auto allocation timings. All of them, Jan ran a new script that's going to be a lot more efficient, that's going to eliminate those slippages we saw in time as we were trying to run the batch of auto allocation all at once. And so what he's done is he's randomized when your wallet will undergo the auto allocation, and that time will get reset so that every 24 hours it'll run at the same time. So if you're on auto allocation, go ahead and check, make sure that auto allocation ran. If it hasn't yet, maybe wait till the morning or so, or 12 hours from now, and double check and come back to us. If you have any issues, go ahead and post it in the tech support, and we'll take a look at that as those guys are on European time. And I know Alex just went to bed and Jan's probably sleeping as well. So in the morning, we can handle any of those issues. Otherwise, that's about it. We had a great AMA today. Looking forward to the podcast tonight and the all aboard session. So yeah, that's about it from my end. Obviously, we have a lot of other things going on. I will give a quick update. I think Friday we're going to do the walkthrough on the PWA. Our front end developer and I went back and forth, and he's going to create a walkthrough video and that you and I, Atlas, could take a look at. He's really pulling a lot of the design elements that we've been talking about from the V40 or sort of the forward-looking web app layout into the current design. And so we're really excited about that. And I think that it'll be best to just wait a couple more days and let him get the changes and some of the design modifications finished, and then go ahead and do a walkthrough on Friday if you're okay with that. And then, then it's going to be just flat out design and UI UX development, hooking up the DApp to the design. So he'll just be racing until we finish, and we're hoping to have that finished up at least for testing by the end of the month, but hopefully, go to production and release. So that's sort of the high level timeline on the mobile web app.
And that was an amazing upgrade and update, what you mentioned there, Brett, about the auto allocation. It goes to understanding that our end user is not a DeFi expert. It's not a mathematician who can sit there easily and calculate all the seconds in 14 days when it's coming to their CWR. So we're seeing folks that are coming in and they're not understanding the balanced approach using the sliders to have, a CWR that's steady. So they'll come and they'll claim 100% or they'll compound, and they're getting themselves into a situation that maybe when they come in to get the auto allocation service, they're finding that 5-6 days in, they're going to put themselves into a situation that's not the optimum for their investment, or even to a point where it can hurt them. So, it's cool to geek out, and it's cool to understand that for some of us, it's fun to play with the fire, and we can manage it, but we have to think about the end user. And a lot of this project has always been in mind. Who is the end user? And then have reversed engineered the product to understand that we're starting with the base, the foundation, the contracts working together, DeFi experts who are going to be here to receive with open arms and roll out the red carpet for the folks that are newbies that are going to learn. And we're going to create, with that vision, the products that are going to be very easy, intuitive, that, an 80-year-old or a 10-year-old could understand how to get into the investment and be as passive as possible, so that it's not a burden on their busy lives and the responsibilities that they have. So I'm extremely excited, 100 podcast, and to announce that the dev team in the back have been able to create the scripts to do the math quickly and see if this person is getting into a 20-day compound or 15-day compound or 30-day compound or even a 5-day compound, and their actions previously are going to put them into a difficult situation. We're going to send them back and said, my friend, you need to lower that CWR. You have to take the balanced actions or extreme actions to get you within those goalposts, and then you can come back and afford the service. So huge development, as we don't want an army of people that didn't pay attention, and then they're coming and complaining and crying and, oh my God, Atlas, oh Brett, I messed up. I was in the auto allocation, sir, and this happened to me. And so thinking ahead and understanding that we want everyone to win. So we have to make it as easy as possible. Put the training wheels on the bike and get the toddler learning, keeping them safe as they figure it out. Amazing. Any questions or comments so far, folks?
Hey, Atlas.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Hey, I've got a question about the giveaway tonight, how you're going to be sending 50 ARK to someone who is not even an investor yet into ARK. So how does that work? How do you automatically set up the account, or how does that work?
Magic.
I figured that. I don't know if it's just a one-time shot, or is that something that we all can do? Because I've been thinking about sending ARK to someone who hasn't got an account to get them started, but I have to walk them through it and get them in there with 10, then I can airdrop them or something on that line. So I'm just kind of curious how you all are doing that. Is that something that we all can do?
Well, first of all, anyone that's coming in here right now is coming from someone that's already most likely an investor or is looking at the opportunity, and would have to learn, if they receive that amazing gift, how to manage it to, their growth and potential. On the airdropping side, actually, Eternal is going to talk a bit about that. But, once you have 10 ARK after taxes deposited into the vault, you're ready to go. You're in a position to start playing the game. So from our end, it's a function that I use where I can airdrop that person and get them started. Just the same way we're doing a contest with Brandon, a couple of great leaders, syndicate leaders, and folks that are bringing their communities. We're incentivizing their community to win. So we're giving them that extra, but that's a bit different because they've already invested. This here is really for anyone that is already invested or hasn't invested. we're providing that opportunity. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. So basically, I couldn't. You were the only one that has that feature that could actually create automatically account for somebody and get them started versus them having to go in and do that. So that makes sense. I understand that. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I'm going to let the expert come and show you, my friend, how it's done and how he does it. And I hope you have your pens and paper, sharpen the pencil, folks. Make sure you got the lead ready to go, because Mr. Eternal is going to really show.
And we lost him.
Yeah, I think, there he goes. Okay. Let's give Atlas a couple of minutes to get back in. I think he wants to introduce Eternal Cryptomonist.
Hey guys, I'm having a little bit of a connection issue with my Wi-Fi here. So I've connected through the phone, but we're going to present Eternal. If you can handle that, Coach Brad. And I'll be here on the. Thank you, sir.
No problem. So as I was just saying, let's give Atlas a few minutes. But if I know that he wanted to introduce Eternal. Eternal, do you want me to? Well, no. Let me just say, Eternal has a unique method of how he onboards people, and he's been very, very successful. And he was actually good enough to share that with us on another podcast. And like Atlas was just saying or about to say, get your pencils out, guys, and take notes on this, because this guy is a very, very successful human being. He knows what he's doing. This is a tried and tested method that he's used in other projects, and he had 23,000 people under him in Drip, which is just absolutely phenomenal. And he likes to say he's not a great team builder, so he reaches out to other people who are fantastic team builders. And but I think he is a good team builder personally. I've taken his method to heart, and I've copied this method because when Eternal speaks, you should take notes. So do you want to step up, Eternal, and speak to the community? I don't know what alpha you've got for us tonight, but I'll certainly be taking notes myself.
Oh, thanks for your kind words. And it's an honor to be on the 100th podcast. And I still stick by that. Like I'm a horrible team builder in a certain form, but I'm smart enough to know that I need to surround myself with people that are better than me. And I'm not a YouTuber. I never have been. I haven't written articles or done anything like that. The one thing about crypto is you need to find your niche. You got to be creative. So I was fortunate enough to find mine, which was, a couple of different things that worked for me. And I shared some stuff before, and I wanted to just kind of touch on some of those today. And I just see a nice little buy, $950 in the chat. I posted the calm, cool, and collected because I feel that way-ish, but I'm super excited. So it depends on in what aspect. I changed my name to Eternal Crypto Optimist, Living the ARK Life. And my group's name is Inspired Finance. And I am living the ARK Life right now. My goal for 2023 was to go into it with an Ultimo card and live my life off of ARK. And I got heavy into the NFTs, and I invested in, I used the stacked wallet strategy that has been revealed and people knew about in other projects, and is more sustainable in this one. And I'm excited about what the future holds for this project. So things that come to my mind right now are we rise by lifting others, each one teach one, and that calm, cool, and collected. For me, getting another saying that I live by: the best way to predict the future is to create it. And life has no remote control. Get up and change it yourself. And like crypto has empowered me to do that for myself, and everybody has the same opportunity here. That's what's beautiful about it. And so for me, like we rise by lifting others. That's been my the motto for a while. And I learned a while ago that you don't have to be greedy in this space. Like a lot of these ROI dApps actually reward generosity, right? And if you're a good team leader, people will follow you. So I went into ARK not even planning on building a team. I have a team, a whale team, and I have other people that follow me because I have shown that I can be a good team leader and I take care of my people. This just reminded me of, speaking of drip, of the beginning of drip and how motivated I was and excited about it, because at that point there was an improvement on flow. And, and now with ARK, I'm excited about it because of the improvements and the added perks, the bonds, having extra utility, the legacy NFTs, all the, even the vault, all the tokens being locked, the 2% a day, the NDV. All right, that's the biggest thing I'm excited about, because instead of a wave or a wall of people maxing their wallets and destroying the price, we have a wave of pre-salers and early adopters that are getting to where they're ROIing. And that's where they start approaching where the NDV gets to zero. And then they have to either reinvest or invest fresh capital or go to 1%. So no matter what happens at that point, as far as I can figure, that's going to take 50% of the sell pressure away. And that's while we're steadily growing organically and people are investing. And it's also attractive to new people to know that, the waves are going to clear themselves out. And the first little bump is the pre-sellers. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there the next couple months. But anyway, so my niche that I found and what I wanted to talk about was the each one, teach one. For me, I learned to start other people, to get people I cared about and people that helped me in crypto, some moderators in my chat, some people that I ran into that I thought were, good people. They were trying to help people. And I'd start them in whatever platform I was in. And they would go out, and usually I would do like a bounty or a headhunter thing, and people would get their friends in. And I started to grow my team like that. But like I said, I wasn't a very good team builder. So it dawned on me that I needed to build a team of people that could build teams. And that's where, I'm a team builder of team builders. So that's where I started incentivizing YouTube influencers. And the drip wallet I had, that's 23,000 people. That was 193 of them were people that I added, and a lot of them were people that I started, and then YouTube influencers, and those guys are who built the rest of that team. So, and like I said, I wasn't going to do that here, but this is just it's too great of an opportunity not to take advantage of it. And I'll tell you, I spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes in the morning sending emails to YouTube influencers, offering them an opportunity to try ARK. And I generally start them with 50 ARK. I send them 10 ARK, I send them 13 ARK to their wallet. And this ensures that even if I find a scammer or something, I lost $70 or whatever. It's well worth the risk. And I love investing in people, and these people want to build and they want to grow. So, and right now in the bear market, this seems like a very good place to put it, So once so how I check, I need to, I get their address, obviously, the wallet address, and then I can put that in the syndicate viewer, and I can automatically see my wallet above theirs. So then I know that they're on my team and I can airdrop to them. So then I airdrop the rest of the tokens, and then I talk to them about it, the pending balance and allocation, and send them the links and get them going, offer any questions. So usually that's my morning thing. So today it's a little exciting because something different happened. I did my morning routine. I sent emails, and I get to my limit. They only let you send so many. And this evening when I was out doing my walk, I got an email back from one of them, and it was actually a promoter. And I come across promoters that have done videos because I always search YouTube for ROI dApps, ROI dApps, Tron, ROI dApps, any blockchain. I have started now looking in different ponds, which was part of what I wanted to discuss in a minute. But so I came across this promoter, and he had asked me, like, I'd be willing to promote your project. What would what would be the terms? And so for me, the terms are obviously I'm starting you in ARK, so you get to see the system and see how amazing it is. The beauty of it is that even if you do nothing, you're going to end up with 300% of what I put in there. And 50 tokens is about $285 that I risk investing in somebody. But for me, it's not really a risk because that person is under my wallet, which is stacked, and I have legacy NFTs and I have bonds in my strategy. So either way, I already know I'm in it for the long term, and those rewards come back up through, and they all hit me anyway. So in the long run, I'll get my money back if nothing happens. And the chance of them going through and using the system and not falling in love with it are minimum, or they have some kind of a mental issue. So, so anyway, so that was the first time I've had a promoter join and look at the system and be all excited about it. And that happened between 6 o'clock when the AMA had opened, and now I onboarded him. So I spent, 10 minutes, we'll say, sending emails, 6 or 7 emails. And then I spent half an hour in Telegram, and I onboarded my 12th YouTube influencer this time. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is, like, we're fishing in the same pond. Brandon mentioned it. It is a big pond. There are other protocols, and, it is sort of considered a competition, but for me, like any wise investor is going to diversify. You're not going to leave all your money in one spot. I always play dApps off each other. So for me, and the people that I care about and the people that are on my team, it would be irresponsible not to offer an opportunity for them to do their own research and decide if they wanted to get into something with me or not. And ultimately, it's up to the individual, but I offer options. So, anyways, so what I wanted to talk about is the other ponds. So when I'm doing my searches, I'm always creative, and I try to look up different things, and I'll look up failed projects sometimes. And I stumbled across just passive income YouTube channels the other day. And these people, I found some that are in crypto, but they don't know about ROI dApps, So suddenly there's another outlet for me. So then I just start thinking, that's the likelihood of getting someone like that is, 1 in 100 or something. So, I'm going to keep doing until I get that one, because once I get that one, it's going to open up and others are going to see that. So it's worth it for me to spend that 5 or 10 minutes and just take the time to send a message and say, hey, if you're interested in, passive income and a new outlet, cryptocurrency is happening. This one's on BSC. You can try it with no risk, and I can help set you up. So that's what I started doing with that. And so I'm doing YouTube, and everybody should go into this with a mindset of you're winning just by being in this platform without doing anything, building a team or doing anything. So we don't need to fight over people. That's why I shared my strategy. I care about the health of the project. I care about spreading crypto adoption and awareness, and there's so much potential where we are right now. Right place, right time, great team, great tokenomics. Everything seems the planets are aligned, So anyways, Hold on a second. Oh, sorry, I lost it. So what I've come up against by sharing my strategy is a couple people have talked to the same people as I've talked to, and what it comes down to is it doesn't matter if I get them or they get them. They're still going to be in the ecosystem. We all win. The rising tide lifts all boats, kind of. So I've had it happen twice so far, but that's because people are using YouTube. So what else is going on? Well, there's people in here. You got to find your niche and be creative. So like you can look on TikTok, you can look on Twitch, you can look on Twitter, you can look around. I mean, so for me, I was at work before I retired last year, onboarding people in Drip. And, last year I was in a helicopter flying around a live volcano in Hawaii, onboarding people into a platform called The Refinery. So wherever I am, I can still do my crypto. I can still onboard people, and I'm always available for that, even though, it's a small amount of time. This is my life. Now I'm retired because of it. When I was at work, I was more excited about onboarding people than I was about work. And that helped me make the decision when I realized how much money I was making in crypto that I could take profit and not work. Everybody in here is making money breathing, but that's just everybody that comes in here is making money breathing. How much money do you want to make? You only get out of it what you put into it, So I talked to people at work were picking on me, and now people that worked with me are on my team. People that have helped me in my life. I'll just bring it up because I'm an addict. So I went to jail 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago next month. And the head of the drug task force is on my team. He saved my life, and I help give him an opportunity to change his. Friends on Facebook reach out to me. I have a cousin that's interested in joining. He's going to have a substantial amount of money and wants to know. Some people trust me. When I go in, I always let people know, they don't put in more than you can risk to lose. Anything that you put in there, expect like you could lose it. I've had bad experiences with it, but going into it, I'm honest about everything with people. And like I said, I live the ARK life. So people see that, and that attracts them to want to ask questions. Some of the people that I got involved with other projects, like Crypto Unlimited 22. They're spreading awareness and doing their own thing, found their niche with YouTube and Medium. And they actually have a meetup every month where people physically go and meet, and they show them about crypto. So I mean, some people will be doing this on Zoom, or and some people go to conventions and find people. For me, I've got coworkers, like I said, people that have helped me in my life. I've found YouTube influencers, and now I find promoters, and it just keeps evolving. But I keep, I meditate on it when I'm going for walks. I get a lot of inspiration, and then I just kind of follow that. And so I have friends. My buddy Mike is in here, or he was a minute ago, that I met in Florida, and he's one of my buddies down there, and he's on one of my ARK teams, and Crypto Unlimited has a better incentive with 100% airdrop team. So, I sent my buddy to him, and he joined yesterday. I'm winning. He's winning. Everybody's winning. We don't need to be greedy here. Everybody can make it. We help each other. So, one thing I noticed the other day that I always do, and I wanted to mention, we support our own investment. So we support the people that support our investments. Going through YouTube, when I'm looking for these new influencers or people, even passive income influencers, I see other investments that I'm in. I see ARK videos. It only takes me a second to go in there and like it. And that actually helps. Like if everybody in here had that mindset where when they're searching on YouTube and they see a video about one of their investments, they just hit like, comment if you can. For me, I'll if I start playing a video, even if it's something I've already heard, I just like pull the slider to the right and I listen to the last few seconds to get the whole video in. And I believe that may satisfy the algorithm for YouTube. But we keep hearing about letting these things go viral. Well, the more videos we like and watch and comment, subscribe, the more the algorithm likes it, and it spreads awareness to more people, which brings more people into our investment, which is healthier for us, the sustainability of the investment, and it's our profit. So anyway, so yeah, that was the main point. And I don't know, I'm very excited that here it's about education, that there's consistently like Coach Brad helping people. If you need help onboarding people or training people, there's someone to help. I like that there's every night the podcast, this All Aboard podcast. It's having some of the YouTubers that have joined me have been excited to get on board. Another thing I found about the people that I've added, like with no money of theirs, is they always come back to me and ask, how can I invest more money? And it's the same conversation. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose, but people want to invest once they get this. But the thing is getting them to try it. You have to get them to try it. And sometimes it takes a little sacrifice of profits to do it. For me, that's my answer. There's other ways to do it, but anyways, I just wanted to share that. Everybody in here can win just by doing what you're doing. If you want to win more, you got to do more. And that's it for me. So thanks for allowing me on the 100th podcast.
Thank you, Eternal. I couldn't think of a better guest to have here. You've done so much for the platform and you're putting so much work in. Guys, this is a man who has retired at a young age by, working hard, and he's just given a golden ticket to everybody here and told us all how he's done it. Let's go over those numbers again. 23,000 people under him in drip. This is daily rewards, a daily earning of a life-changing amount of money, to where he's been able to retire. I believe you are in your early 50s, Eternal, if that's correct.
Yeah, I retired at 49. I had just turned 50. I retired at 49.
Retired at 49 years of age because he put the work in to go out and talk to the right people and, spend his morning routine. I know because I've spoke to him and he just mentioned it there. He emails people on YouTube, takes him 10 minutes a day. It's not a hard thing to do, guys. And he's just given you the method to go out and replicate what he's done. And he's retired and he's earning a substantial amount of money, or was earning a substantial amount of money at that very young age. So, Eternal, thank you very much. Massively appreciate you coming on. And, a lot of people wouldn't be as kind to give these methods of how they've done these things. But, he totally understands that by other people doing the same thing that he's doing, he wins. We all win. Every time one person goes out and gets one investor into the platform, we all win. It's not a competition, like he said. We're all here to grow together. The more people we bring in, the more time we double the amount of Vault accounts, the more every single investor wins. So, I implore everybody to use these methods, talk to people in your real life. If you're not confident on how to do it, have a one-on-one session with me. I will educate you, give you the tools, or send them to me directly. I'll sign them up underneath you. I'll educate them for you. There's so many different ways that you can educate and bring aboard one person. And, we are running a competition of each one teach one, or just each person bring one person on board, which is coming up very soon. So has anybody got any questions or comments? Yes, sir. Anybody got any questions or comments, or just want to say their piece at the Spurhead, sir?
Well, I want to thank Eternal for being here as the guest of honor for our 100th podcast. He's been very patient. He really wanted to come on board. I remember Eternal because we were first on Crow in phase 1, and he wanted some exposure to Crow. A lot of us did. Unfortunately, timing is out of our hand, and understanding what happened to Crow going from 53 cents to 11 cents just really took a beating on our phase 1. What do we learn? So much. Do not pair with a token that has volatility. Let's go with a stable. Let's control what we can, and let's forget about what's happening with Bitcoin and Ethereum. And we are here for the passive income. We're here for the stable rate of return. And like anything in life, sometimes when things at least don't go my way, I can get pretty disheartened and can feel let down, because the amount of work that I put into anything is just brutal, astronomical. 18-hour days are a norm for me. It's not new. I've been this way, I think, since probably my late 20s. I was really getting into a high gear of a lot of work hours, understanding that competition wasn't around, and I could get a lot further through the work. So with that, I could also understand, looking back, folks, that we learned so much: human behavior, smart contract sides, understanding that if we're going to bring a mass, amount of investors into this project, we really had to create safety, because when something like that happens, there's nobody to blame. And that's understandable, but at that point, it's not about blaming. It's just a matter of saying, how can we prevent these external factors from taking an effect? And I'm more than satisfied and content with what we've been able to build. And it has all of those parameters and features. We don't have to worry that this whale is going to dump on us, or this is going to happen, or this person's taking advantage of a situation, right? An exploit. 10 months of work to fulfill desires and ideas that were really launched through the experiences of not having a system that could really offer that level playing field. So, you've been really nothing short of a miracle for us, Eternal. And there's been other folks that I want to thank here tonight too, like Catalyst, who also came in from Cryptozoa and showed us, mentored us, our community, how to really reach out and convey through great articles, analytical data, to smart investors that are, sitting on the sidelines looking for a serious project. Let me see who else, has been really influential. SK Crypto K, obviously. We're looking also at Dr. Kelly Snook and her sister, Rebecca. These folks are amazing people who really brought in a lot of that wisdom and advice to us to be able to create a system that they could stand behind, that they could be proud of. And that was really my first conversation with SK Crypto K. I'm like, if we can't build something that you would be fully behind, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste anybody's time. So that is my mission. That's my goal. And, let's start looking at what's happened, what's been successful, and what hasn't. So, looking around this room, I think it's overwhelming to see and realize and witness the participants and the smart money investors and the experienced investors, and learning from how they've been able to take their time, their efforts in doing a correct investment, but also being able to convey it to others and grow. So that gives us a huge opportunity. I consider these folks, leaders, but also mentors. And I think you've realized if there's somebody that has some experience that could really bring it to the table and educate us to be better, we will give them the microphone, we will take notes, and we will support them in all of their efforts. And that's for everyone here. We are here to help you. And I like the point that you made also, Eternal, about a lot of the private sale and public pre-sale folks coming to their ROI and really going to that 1% if they're not reinvesting and supporting the liquidity in the system. That's a very important fact, and it is going to take quite a lot of pressure off, and it's going to, I think, go very hand in hand with the adoption from more investors taking the time to learn and get involved, as well as a very, very important part, which is as folks ROI and they're confident and the rest is pure gains, they're understanding that the game keeps playing and going and the jazz band keeps playing the music as long as we have more musicians and more music. So it's an interesting effect that I think a lot of folks haven't really understood or have taken the time or have had the creativity to think just 3 steps ahead. What happens? Hey, I ROI'd, man, I want to get a 2x, a 3x. I'm growing, I'm upgrading to legacy, or I'm going from one legacy to another higher grade legacy NFT. And now I'm in a position where I understand that if I want this to go 2-3 years, then I have to, do what I can on my side. And there's always going to be selfish folks that don't want to, and that's okay. But I believe there's a lot of folks that are going to see this and they're going to take advantage of this, and they're going to turn this into an opportunity that's going to really make a change in their life. And even some folks that are going to just do this full time. I know a lot of folks want to do crypto full time, and I think ARK is the vehicle to keep them afloat. And we're also coming with products here to ARK that is going to enable even further passive income for the folks that do want to get involved, roll up their sleeves, and partake into those opportunities that we're not going to release yet as we're still in development. So fantastic knowledge and pearls of wisdom you've dropped here with us, Eternal. Thank you, sir, so much.
All right, thanks for allowing me to speak.
Always.
Can I add one more thing, though?
Of course, man.
Someone had sent me a message after I did that, and they were asking, like, how do you find out what the YouTuber's email is? And that is true. Like, it took me a minute to figure out, so I figured I'd just lay this out real fast. Like when I go into YouTube, next to the name of the station or the channel, there's a circle with their name in there. If you click in it, it'll bring you to the menu, and it says About on the menu. And I usually go in there and I look, and in the About, if usually I'll have an email address. If it doesn't, I look in the videos. And I always like the video that I go in, so I know I'm not repeating and trying to send emails to the same person, even though it'll pop up. It wastes one of my email chances. But you go into a video, if you look at the description, sometimes they have it in there. And my last thing is, if they don't have that, sometimes they have a Telegram, and then I get in there and get personal. I join their Telegram and I ask questions. I see what they're doing, and then I finally DM them. Or if they don't have that, I leave a comment, and I have different tailored comments. Like I don't say the same things and everything, because I give more info if I send an email versus a comment on their videos. But it's always tailored to what they're doing. If it's a passive income that knows crypto, it's different than someone that's doing ROI dApps and whatnot. But but my messages, I have 4 different kinds that I send. And but yeah, it's just about looking for the About next to the person's name, click in the circle, About has a link, or looking in the description usually, and I can usually find a way to get a hold of them that way. So I just wanted to mention it because someone had asked.
That's what we're here to do. Get the alpha, get the information, and be able to execute. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to open it up for anyone else who would like to to add to this conversation, comment on Eternal's talk here and explanation, feel free to unmute your mic and come speak with us. And there's a couple of people I did leave out, but I'll shout you out a little bit later through the podcast. But Florida Realtor, man, you've also been a great person here for us. I don't know if there's anything you want to say. Bizy Dips, hey guys, 100 podcasts. You're seeing, you're witnessing what's happening. It wasn't a matter of if, folks. It was a matter of when. So this is really, I think, for you folks to celebrate as well.
Let's get this crypto.
Oh, god damn.
Oh, yeah, let's get this crypto.
Well, if nobody else wants to make a comment, I will. The first time Eternal shared this with us, it resonated with me. I thought it was a fantastic idea. I've gone out, I've done the same thing. I've already onboarded one YouTuber using that exact method. He didn't have his email in his about section, so I commented on his video. He then contacted me. We got into talks. I onboarded him and in talks with 2 other YouTubers. So, sometimes when people hear these things, they think, oh, well, Eternal must be very good at using this method, but it's not that. It's he is good at it, but it's that the method itself works. So, give it a shot. It's a tried and tested method that he's proved, and now I've adopted, and it works. So, you guys, we talked about this 2 nights ago when we did, or on Sunday night when I did the live airdrop. I onboarded one person who went out and onboarded 140 people. You never know.
What the fuck?
Yes,
Bruh.
sir. Bruh.
Bruh.
You never know who you're going to onboard. They could be bullish. They could be the next big thing in the space. They could be just starting out. They could turn into the next Eternal. They could have a multi-level marketing company. They could be someone who is connected to 1,000 real life investors. You do not know who you're going to onboard, and even if you just onboard that one person, it is still hugely beneficial to you, to everybody else involved. So don't think, oh, this is something that he does and he's really great at, and he is really great at it, but it's because the method that he uses works, and the proof is in the pudding. Because the first time I heard it, I went out and did it, and 2 days later, I've got a YouTuber on my team. He may turn out to onboard more than 140 people, but the first person I spoke to did this. He might onboard 1,000 people. He might be the next SK. He might be the next James Pelton. He might be the next Eternal. Might be the next Brandon Drip Guide. You just don't know. So Florida Realtor did the same thing. He spoke to Brandon. Brandon, everybody has seen how huge Brandon has been since he joined 10 days ago. Think about how big this guy is going to be in a year's time in the system. And you could onboard these people. The method works. Get out there, do the work. You get out what you put in. Hard work pays, and the work isn't hard. You just have to be willing to try. It's as simple as that. It's the same with making YouTube videos. It's the same with writing Medium articles. Everybody has the tools to grow hugely in this system and be very, very successful. So get out there, do the work. If you're not confident, contact me or one of the other admins or one of the team members. We're all here to help you. Every single person has the tools to grow hugely in this system.
And speaking of that, I had a conversation with Coach Roberto today, and 71 years old. We've been friends for over a decade. We've worked a lot together. I've brought him to my teams and projects and clients. And to see him get into crypto through ARK, I brought him in as a consultant and coach for the team, but also I wanted the community to do some breathing. I know how stressful investing in this bear market can be for some folks. I mean, just last year we had many suicides from the extremely painful situation that happened with Luna. So we understand that it's good to take a moment, and it's good to try to connect to yourself and let go of the pressure and be grateful, because we're here, and especially being an ARK, we have a lot to look forward to. Coach, I don't know if you could talk for a minute, but I'd love to see if you could share with the rest of the community here about your Medium article and the mailer to your clients out in the world and the kind of response you're getting.
And I add one little piece to the whole YouTuber onboarding process before we go to
yes, sir.
Go to that. I just wanted to mention, and I know I have the perspective as an actual YouTuber. Even if you can't find the YouTuber's email address, and even if you have no way to contact them through Discord or through Telegram, and you know, the only way that you can contact that person is through the comments. I will say, I'm a small timer YouTuber, and I don't have the kind of time to go through all of my comments on all of my videos. So there's a good chance if you're reaching out through the comments to a YouTuber, they aren't going to see that. There's a chance that they're not going to see it. But I would say two things. One thing is, if you and 25 or 50 other ARK supporters all make comments on that person's video, then there's a much better chance that they're going to see it and pay attention. The YouTuber I'm talking about, if they've got one comment saying, hey, I'd like to talk to you about a passive income opportunity, okay, fine. But if they see 20, 30, 40, 50 comments, whether it's just there's a great passive income opportunity for you, or maybe specifically saying, hey, you might want to take a look at ARK, whatever it is, then that YouTuber is going to be more likely to pay attention. And the other part of that, I would say, is that even if the YouTuber himself or herself doesn't see that comment and read that comment, other people that are down there in the comment section making comments, they will. You know, how many times have you been in the comment section of a YouTube video reading through what other people have posted? I know I've done it. So I would just encourage people to sort of, like Coach Brad was saying, put in the work. It will not necessarily bear fruit in terms of getting that influencer to sign up under your syndicate, but it will do good. It will be helpful, irrespective of whether or not you're successful in getting that YouTuber's attention. So just wanted to throw that out there. Thank you.
Yeah, and a word of caution too, if you're doing comments, scammers will also respond, and you'll see a WhatsApp number. That is never the YouTuber. So just be careful out there with the comments.
Absolutely. Coach Roberto, are you there, sir? Are you able to talk? Or you're busy right now?
Yeah, I'm here. I love all the comments. I stepped in kind of late, but I'm here. And I love all the expertise that I'm hearing, you know, regarding and how to create larger communities and getting people maybe to play with the ARK. In my case, you know, I came in here because I created an intention last year that I was going to give up that I knew anything about anything in order to generate cash flow. And all of a sudden you called Atlas and told me about this opportunity. And so I was open to it. And I just started playing it. And it's very interesting how it's going, because I created playing with ARK from a space of not knowing. And then the universe just brought you to me. And so then as I, and I had played, the only crypto I played was that somebody told me a year ago, hey, just get some Bitcoins, get some Ethereum, get some Avalanche, get something else. And I spent like $1,500. And then I just to see how that works. So all of a sudden it dropped 80%. I went like from $1,500 to $400 value. And I'm going, oh my God, this is unbelievable. And then all of a sudden I started doing the ARK, and all of a sudden I said, oh my God, I just made $800 on a $1,000 investment in 48 days. I go, that's more money that I made in savings accounts all my life, and I'm 71. So I kind of got excited. I go, well, what's the downside here? What's the trick? What's going on? Like all the stuff that I hear from everybody that I know. In my case, my community are usually people that are in the breathwork world, but are also, executives and CEOs that are going through their stuff. So, they're looking for something to help them kind of get connected and releasing all the anxiety and all the stress. So I bring breathwork into their lives in order so they can shift their breath patterns, so they can shift the results that they're creating. So that's my community. And also one of my big communities are that I'm a stand on creating Cuba, where I was born, to create a new world there where people can be entrepreneurs and have a different way of living life and creating income. And to do that, what you first need is a shift in consciousness. So I think that the DeFi centralization is supporting the shift of consciousness, how the game is played. So then I said, okay, I need to write an article. How do you tie in breath work with the DeFi, passive income play? So I was able to write that article a couple days ago, and it's very interesting how all of a sudden, I have a blog in my website regarding that. I got more feedback in that one article than probably a year's worth of blog in my website about, and I go, oh my God, there's a whole world out there that people can play and can support and can make money in a way that is different. It's in a way that you can live the life you want to live, but you have to be in integrity, and you have to be able to provide some sort of safety net and all that. And what's happening with the people that I've sent them, they're all very, very interested, but they still have that limiting belief that it's not real to be able to make that kind of money, that something is going to not work. So
ask hold on a second, Coach. Eternal, how much were you making at the height of your wins per day?
40K for my big wallet.
And the little wallet, how much?
I don't know about the other ones. It was like 40,000 a day for
Okay.
drip all time high.
Yeah, I was talking to Coach today. We had a really long conversation, and I said, those skeptical people, let's put them in a room with Eternal who's walked that journey, and continues to do so here. He was going to retire, but he decided he couldn't resist to get more involved and play the game again. So yeah, it's really good you're here, Cherno, because this is exactly the point of what Coach is saying, that resistance. Continue, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah. So my experience, the way to release that resistance is for me to experience whatever I'm having a conversation with people. So I'm not coming from knowledge, but from experience. So if I can have success with and be able to show, okay, this is the kind of money that, how I recoup my money and the money's coming in, most of the time you come from a different, you come with more power in your conversations because you experienced it. So if you haven't experienced it, it's very difficult to be able, you have to be a master bullshitter to, get people there, but now you're coming from out of integrity. But if you come from your experience, you kind of master it. So, I'm sure that if I talk to Eternal, I will get a whole different experience because he's been in that world and has been successful in it, and he's also lost and won, I guess. So initially what I'm doing is experiencing it, having the experience, having, the ARK generating the cash flow. And that gives me more and more credibility when I speak to the people that believe in me, that trust me, because I've been able to support them in the breath world and I've helped them heal. So I don't want to break that trust because I haven't experienced whatever I'm saying, look, this could be good. But so that's kind of why I wrote that article, see the reaction, be able to put something out. And now it's a matter of having conversation. It's all about having conversations. And then where are you coming from in that conversation? So that's kind of like, that's it.
Well, you definitely have some facts. It was pretty funny what you told me today. You said, I've made, what is it? You made more money in returns in ARK in a month. What was that?
Yeah, well, I have, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000 in saving accounts. They pay me like $2 a month.
That's a fact, you're talk about integrity. Hey, look, I could prove it. Here's my track record. Some of these folks have spreadsheets where they could even show this day I, claimed and compounded this much. This day I did that. And the facts speak for themselves. So I like where you're coming from. The integrity is important. Absolutely. It's everything.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's my story. And I love the community and the podcast, so people can learn and share. I think that's very important. And in supporting each other in like what everybody's playing and supporting everybody winning their games. Because to me, everything is a game. And sometimes you win and sometimes you lose.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach. An inspiration, man. 71 years old. Gave up on MetaMask a year ago, said, fuck this shit. This is too complicated. And, he's had his own coach, Coach Brad, sit. They have a meeting every week, and he's getting the DeFi education, and he's combining his passion for, the holistic, approach of what he shifted his life into. He was a guy like a lot of us chasing the money in the corporate world and, not really paying attention or giving time to his family and reached a point through seeking to look at life in a different way and chase something else and chase the happiness. That's what we call him, El Happy Coach. And I've seen the results of your work, man. So combining that and so interesting to see that you're getting so much more responses, because we talked about this the other day, being a person who wants Zen and meditation and yoga, Pilates, go shopping at Whole Foods for the organic, really good stuff, man. It's not cheap. It's not cheap to be, you know, what would we call it, Coach? Zen or what's the right word for that sort of movement of people who are living that best, like, you know, healthy lifestyle?
Yeah, being like in a spiritual journey.
That's it.
You know, and you know, and a lot of people out there, like, you know, like all the yoga teachers and, you know, health professionals and psychotherapists, you know, they're looking for ways to generate more income, because they're, like, especially if they're working for somebody, they're spending all this time and going through all this stuff, and they're not making enough. So that takes a toll on you.
Or they're thinking about the retirement, or or they're looking at their 401k, and their jaw drops to the floor. I mean, some of these people I've talked to, they're down 70% or more. You know, people who've worked in the school system, you know, their pension funds, like it's scary, man. We don't have to be. There's no fear mongering here. You know, it's about a solution.
So here's my results. My stock is 3% down. My Bitcoin and Ethereum is like 34% down now. It was like about 80. And my ARK, it's up like I don't know how many percent. Almost 1,000%. I don't even know. I can't even count that.
Let's get this crypto.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you for sharing, brother. An honor and a pleasure, really, to have you here. And I didn't expect, really, for you to do that. That wasn't my intention. I just wanted you to get a win, just like everybody else. I didn't even imagine that you would become active and get inspired by being here on Monday nights and seeing these folks write articles and really get out of their comfort zone. So amazing to see. And there's going to be so many folks in the future that are going to come with testimonials and stories of how they were able to take advantage of ARK and the opportunity that's before them. So we're looking forward to that. And I want to open it up again for maybe somebody else who has a comment or a question. Got a rough crowd tonight.
Hey, I just wanted to throw one more thing out there. It's always hard to get me to stop talking once I start. But so when I was talking about people being creative, like things jumped in my mind after talking about it. And I could picture people getting a classified ad asking if people are interested in learning about crypto, or doing TikTok, or Craigslist, or having a T-shirt or a bumper sticker, something that brings up a conversation. I can picture people doing things like that just to spread awareness and get an opportunity to talk to people about ARK.
Hey, Eternal, real quick. I know that Crypto Unlimited 22, and maybe yourself, maybe they started with you, but I know you talked about doing live events and meetups. Is there any updates that you have on, how that process works, and if there is somebody that's interested in their local market? 'Cause sometimes, people like the physical approach to things and face-to-face. And do you have any advice around that? And how would you get started? How would you approach introducing people to ARK through that channel? Do you have any insight on that?
Yeah, I'll say something real quick, but John should really probably chime in on that. And I see he's in the chat, Johnny Fawcett. But I had started John and his wife last year in Drip, and didn't have any clue what they would want to do. And they have started a YouTube channel, and they have Medium articles, and it was their idea to do a crypto meetup. And they both advertised through Facebook and Instagram, and as well as word of mouth. So they have multiple ways of doing that. But I think John could step up and talk about the how he's approaching having people, bring them into crypto, people that haven't even been in crypto. So.
Yeah, I'll say a couple words. Yeah, the meetups actually are going really good. Basically we just started in Facebook. Obviously, it's just for our local area, but we just advertise it like we're in having another crypto meetup at our local Panera Bread. Just come in and have coffee. No commitment necessary. Just if you're curious or you just would like to understand crypto a little bit more or learn about it. Basically when I go around and we talk to people word of mouth, because the flack we get with the FTX and all that stuff and how Bitcoin's down and, like crypto's doing, everything they see in the news. So the first thing you got to tell them, everything that you see in the news has nothing to do with what we're doing. We're a totally different aspect of cryptocurrency. And, I give them a little bit. I just say, the people that held their money on the exchange was, sort of, that's not the way we do things. We actually don't hold any of our tokens or any of our cryptocurrency on the exchange. We hold it in our own private custodian wallets. This way, we're the banker, we're the bank. We control our crypto, and let them know that there's an element that they're going to be responsible. They're going to be in control. And, and people that are curious, they'll come and listen because basically, like you said, we don't have any commitment. Now, the results, we've had probably everybody that came 50% are in the process, right? So you don't get everybody, boom, right on board. And next thing you know, they're in a couple of days because a lot of them don't even have a MetaMask or an exchange set up. So, you get them set up on Coinbase first or crypto.com, wherever area you're in. And then, you got to wait for the funds to, go from the bank account. Coinbase can tend to hold them up to 7 days. So then, you get the Coinbase account, get the KYC done. You guys know the process from there. You wait 7 days, then you get it over to the MetaMask, get the MetaMask set up, do everything you can when you can. And then finally, we just finished up like the guy, we got him in, got him started. Week later, came back, moved his money over to the Binance Smart Chain, got him right on the ARK team. Went smooth. He loves it now. Goes in every day. He's wicked excited because, we got Brad, myself, my wife, and other people in our community, we usually meet on a regular basis anyways. And every time we see him now, his face is lit right up. Yep, I did my 60-40 split today. He goes, I was a little early. Is that okay? I was like, yeah, that's why we do the 60-40 split. This way, even if you come at a different time, you're still splitting the allocation. So they're excited about it and they're learning. So another guy, is behind him. He hasn't quite got to the Coinbase yet. So he's still waiting, he's got to get a couple things lined up and stuff. So people sort of move at their own pace, but, it's like we've been preaching in here, each one teach one. So, and then like Brad was saying earlier, a guy, one of his friends in Florida, he, gave and threw him my way and stuff. So I sat on with him last night, did it right on the voice chat here with Telegram and walked him through on how to get everything set up. And it was a really easy process. And these guys, they're older gentlemen too, but they get it. And, and the guy, it was so funny. He goes, man, this is so easy when I'm with you, when you walk me through it. It's like I should be able to do this on my own. I said, but don't worry. We were the same way. Everybody had to learn this. This is new technology. It isn't like anybody had the how-to book when everybody started. We all had to be taken through these steps and taught how to do these transactions and move our crypto around, so – but it's still really, we're early, and we got a lot of people to teach that and bring in. But I love the idea here on how we're going to go out and get new people in that aren't even in crypto, because that's what crypto needs is the outside adoption. We got plenty of people in DeFi that are just moving money around. We need to get fresh people, educate them, and get them into the space so we can grow, and I think that's the biggest message here at the end of the day. So thanks for letting me share, guys, tonight.
Hey, Crypto Unlimited.
Let's get this crypto. Oh, God damn.
Oh, yeah. Let's get this crypto.
Hey, Crypto Unlimited.
Just to alleviate confusion. So my name is Brad also. So there's a Coach Brad, and Eternal's name is Brad as well.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, I don't live in Florida, but oh, cool. Nice to know, Eternal. Great name, bro.
Yeah, there's two.
Hey, can y'all hear me? It's Donatello.
Yeah, go ahead, Donatello. I heard.
Hey, I hear you're doing the onboarding. Something that you might want to look in that'll be a little bit easier, and that's a lot faster with KYC is probably MoonPay. And with MoonPay, it connects directly with the MetaMask. So once they pay it, once they KYC, they pay, it goes right into their wallet. It just saves steps, a lot easier. So just to give you a little tip on that, try looking into MoonPay, and it'll be a lot smoother for you.
Well, our mobile application, guys, is going to be having the fiat onboarding in place. Ideally, as we refine the product through time, we even want to simplify it to the point of fiat in, fiat out for the little guy, for the grandmother, for the folks that just want the return on investment without the complications of crypto and the stigma of all of the heinous situations that have played out in the media, which is no different than what's happened time after time with the Ponzi schemes and the hedge funds and the managers that are double dipping and doing their bidding for their greed. So this is not just crypto. It's just part of the great narrative that is the news of the day. So that's going to really simplify things, folks, as we understand that our audience is a different end user, and it's the people in the real world where we're casting our net. That's our prime directive. That's where our growth is going to be. And we're very fortunate to have you as our first crew here on the ARK and staying with us to be the educators of the masses that we're targeting and we're going to bring through with all the things we've discussed earlier.
Hey, Atlas. Hey, it's so exciting to be here on number 100 podcast. I've been out of pocket for a couple of weeks, but it certainly feels good to be plugged back into the ARK family tonight, especially on this milestone occasion. I'm glad Brandon's here. Super excited to see what's to come. He's already, shown a lot of success. And, I had spoke to Brandon about ARK, a while back in November during the launch, and just really wasn't too excited about it. He kind of blew it off a little bit, which that's fine. I know he was really committed to Drip and nothing else at that time. And I kind of got into Drip from Brandon. I was searching the internet and found a YouTube, and he was doing one on Drip, and that's how I signed up. And then from signing up in Drip, I signed up in his Telegram channel and started asking questions, interacted with him, and kind of built a little relationship with him. And his Telegram channel was getting huge, so he was asking for some help in there to moderate. And I said, sure, man, I'd love to help. That way I could learn more about things as well. So that's kind of how we kind of built our relationship and kind of moving forward with things. And I just reached back out to him again a couple of weeks ago and said, look, man, this team is like no other. I know how committed you are to Drip and to, your team. And I just think this is a great fit. I really, really think you need to, listen to these guys and what they have to say and their vision, because it kind of resonates with everything that I hear you say and hear you preach and educate to your team. So, that's kind of how this came into play. I knew once, I could get y'all connected that, there certainly would be a partnership there. And I'm glad that happened. And I look forward to seeing the success and everything grow with that. Brandon's an excellent educator. He spends a lot of time teaching in his group. So just a perfect fit for what ARK stands for and the vision for ARK. So I'm excited to see how all this plays out.
Hey, great to have you back, Florida Realtor. We missed you, buddy. Hope you're all right.
Thanks, Brett. I'm great, man. I just had some family things going on and had a family member pass away, unfortunately. And it's just, been kind of rough and getting things back into gear and all. So, but I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, man. I appreciate everything you just said about me. Thank you very much. I'm grateful, and I'm really glad that I finally paid some attention. You know, there was a big stigma for me. I felt very lucky that I had happened to invest in a platform created by Forex Shark. That was my very first DeFi experiment, you know, and I felt like, wow, I really nailed it. I got really, really lucky that I invested in Drip and not, you know, dozens of other platforms where I would have been another victim, right? And so that's why I had sort of a stigma. I'm just like, nope, no thank you. I've got tunnel vision. I'm a Forex Shark Maxi. Frick, I even made a video called I'm a Forex Maxi. This is why I'm a Forex Maxi, just because it's worse than the wild, wild west out there. People are getting gunned down all over the place. You know, so that's why I had that sort of hesitancy. And yeah, I did the first time you mentioned it, I just kind of blew it off and like, I don't, you know, I'm a busy dude and I don't even have time, nor am I even really interested in looking because there's just, you know, it's just too dangerous. It's too dangerous out there. But I am so glad that I did finally take a look. And as I've said so many times, you know, it's been a great process. I've just continuously been more and more and more impressed by the platform, by the team behind it, and by the, you know, the roadmap and everything that's coming in the future. I also want to say that whole local onboarding, physical, real world meetup thing that that Johnny was talking about, that was fascinating to me. And I guess for me personally, I have a harder time with the face-to-face sort of onboarding process. I think maybe I feel a little more socially awkward. I'm not very comfortable in that kind of environment, but I could see myself, you know, sort of following the guidance and following the model that Johnny just spoke about. I could actually see myself getting into that. But yeah, for me, it's always, I'm a lot more comfortable behind the camera on a YouTube live stream than I am, you know, face to face with a stranger that I just met. So, but yeah, maybe I will start to incorporate that sort of technique.
Well, I can see you on stage in July.
There we go.
Rocking with ARK. Oh, yeah. We'll have Terrence there for the realtor. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. It's crazy how, like, I don't feel shy getting up in front of the camera live on YouTube, or even, I don't know, maybe talking in front of a big, I don't know, that's kind of scary, but just that sitting down with some individual person face to face and I just met them, yeah, that's a little awkward sometimes, but that's an area to grow. So I just really enjoyed that talk from Johnny. I wanted to mention that. It really resonated with me. It really expanded my thinking, opened up some horizons in my thinking. It removed some obstacles in my thinking. So I just want to express gratitude for that. Johnny, that was great for me personally. And yeah, everything has been pretty nice here with ARK. So thank you.
Yes, sir. We got to take the ARK to the hexagons, folks. Their best performing asset is not performing so well right now. But anyway, who was that wanted to say something?
I want to say something. Can you hear me? Or is there a noise background?
You're fine, sir. Go ahead. Welcome aboard.
Okay, I just scroll through and then there are 62 participants are in this voice call. And then I see their familiar names too. And then SK Crypto K is here. So, yeah.
Let's get this crypto, baby.
Oh, yeah. Let's get this crypto.
And also, I don't know whether Bank Pele is here too. So I'm kind of an OG for the Bank Pele's product, the flow, and then drip. I'm one of the OGs too. So, and then ARK, I just want to mention that I just want to congratulate that this podcast 100th podcast. That's very admirable. And then I see how the number of people are growing. When you started, there are not many people here. So there are like a dozen of people here, but now it is over 50. So that's great. And then so when you see Brandon is here too, when you are a YouTuber, you have your own like reputation and brand. So normally this is my first time I changed my name and added I love ARK. That's not how I used to do. Even though they pay me, even some project want to pay me, I don't do that. So this is purely voluntarily. I'm doing it, and then I also let my community community members do the same. And then I'm using my own money to reward them, like you do. So this is kind of a change. And then another change would be, so I used to be a software developer, and then my last job was the web developer. But the last one, I didn't like it at all because of the tight deadlines, and then I'm not the type of guy. So since then, I didn't come back to work. So when people ask me, what do you do? I say I retired because I don't work for any company. I'm just, so, and then people ask, there's some rumors. He's doing some online business or selling something or making YouTubes and things like that. And then the other day I responded, I do crypto, I do DeFi. And then they say, what is DeFi? And then I explained it. So, I mean, I think this is kind of ARK's influence because, I really think that words need something instead of centralized finance. And then DeFi is the answer. But I noticed that many people had a bad experience with the crypto when the bull market was there. They bought in Bitcoin or other altcoin, but they went. What's up? And then also like scams, right? Like AI, there are big like project spread it in China and Korea. It's called Plus token, and then or BitConnect. Those kind of things. Many people are falling into. I know they are like, according to the number, there's claims 3 million Asians, 3 million people were in Plus token. Was a building project. Anyway, so many people had sour taste. And then when I talk about crypto and they say, it's not good and things like that. So I noticed that they had bad experience. So like you, a YouTuber or whoever who are into Arkfi or DeFi, and then you think this is the future, then we have a great responsibility to educate them. And then the Atlas is like emphasis that all the inflations and all the problems and then money printing from the centralized bank and causing a lot of like inflation, also death. So those things, I think DeFi is the answer for that. So I think we have a great responsibility. I believe Arkfi is helping us to motivate to do the same, to help people to understand DeFi. That's my comment, and I really congratulate that this is the 100th time.
Thank you. I have a question. I have a question for you, Yuta, man. And thank you. You've been a great supporter and you've been flying the flag of the ARK in such a honorable and professional manner. You definitely put your time to your due diligence and understand what we've built here. What do you love about ARK?
I love the team, most of all. Transparency, consistency, and honesty. I think that's the most honorable thing. And then you said that someone said that you invest for people, invest on people, and that's what I do. And other things, you deliver a great product, and every day you try to listen to the community and trying to improve. And I never seen that kind of stuff. I know I've been in the other groups and admin groups. We talk about it, but you directly communicate with the community. That's the unheard of thing that I never seen that kind of stuff. So yeah, I like you. I like you and Brad and your team. That's it.
Thank you. You've definitely spent a lot of time here with us and gotten to know us through the private sale and amazing pre-sales that we did.
I second that, by the way. I second that emotion. And I am inspired by Udaman changing his Telegram handle, and I'm actually in the process of trying to do that myself, and I can't figure out how to do it. I feel like such a noob. I don't see how I can put the emoji, the heart emoji, in my handle.
Coach Brad, fortunate?
Yeah.
Please help him out.
I can do it. You can do it.
Right? I'm like, what is wrong with me? What the heck?
If you write the word heart, Brandon, it should bring up the emoji, but I'll hit you in DMs.
Well, I tried that. I did the like colon and then the word heart and another colon, and it didn't pop up.
I will send you it in DMs and you can copy and paste it in.
Right on. Sorry, I'm so late to the party and such a noob, but yeah, I was inspired by Udaman doing that, and I felt a little funny about doing that, but no, I think it's the right thing to do. It's reflective of honesty and how I feel. So let's do it.
Another idea too is try it on your cell phone if you got Telegram on your cell phone.
Okay. All right, I will try that, and then I'll look for DMs from you, Coach Brad. We'll get her done.
Hey, you guys, I'd like to say a few syllables.
Please go ahead, sir. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad to be a part of your 100th podcast, and congratulations to the team on that. But mostly what I want to talk about is you guys call him Eternal, but to me, he's just Brad. I mostly want to talk about him, and I'm going to give him a swelled head a little bit because the guy is like a freaking angel, in my opinion. I knew Brad pre-crypto. I met him down here in Florida when he was living down here, and we just kind of became friends. And the story, here's a little bit of the story. He told me that he was retired. And now I'm 65 years old, and I'm still working full time. And I didn't get into the 401k game until I was 60, just because I owned my own business for a long time and blah, blah, blah. None of that really matters. So I said to him, how the hell did you retire so young? I'm going to be working until I'm 70, for God's sake. And it just kind of was a little bit of a conversation. It just kind of came and went. And there was nothing to it. And then somehow we got into this conversation again. And I said the same thing. I'm like, Jesus, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to end up working my whole life because the way the market went down in my 401k, I lost a ton of money. Not that I had much, but what I had, I lost. And he just looked at me and he said, you know what? I'm going to hook you up. And he got me started in drip. And I've been following in his footsteps. I talk to him every single day. Just about. Like, he's one of my best friends today. And I just want to tell you that, like, the kind of guy he is, he's the one that set me up in drip. I didn't have any money to invest. And he just kind of put it together for me and got me started in drip. And then he told me what to do as far as drip was concerned. He says, all you got to do is click 2 buttons a day. And he had been telling me that for a while. And I'm like, well, okay, I'll do it. I got nothing to lose for sure. And I said to you, listen, when I start making some money off of this thing, I'll pay you back. And he's like, nope, it's not about paying it back. It's about paying it forward. And right then and there, I fell in love with the idea of crypto. You know what I mean? Because I'm all about paying it forward. I also am a drug addict in recovery. And I have turned my life around. I've been clean coming up on 18 years now.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. But it's just a one day at a time thing for me, you know. All that being said, I continue to tell Brad, again, you call him eternal. He's Brad to me. I continue to tell him that, listen, I got a little money here. I got a little money there. I want to invest. I want to get involved in some other stuff. I want to diversify. And then as soon as this ARK thing started happening, that's all he talked about was ARK. And I'm telling you, he was nuts about it. And I was like, dude, get me in. You know what I mean? I'll come up with some money and get me in. So he did. I think I got in like week 2, maybe. Week 2 or week 3 at the max. And I've been doing my thing ever since. And Johnny, what Johnny was talking about, the guy that he was talking about, that's me. He helped me last night to start my second ARK wallet, and he just kind of walked me through it. And it was like he said, it was like, wow, that was freaking easy. I don't know why I can't do it myself, which I will be able to. But the thing for me is that I work full time. I'm an older person. I get tired. I don't have a lot of time to spend reading, looking into all of this stuff and learning about it. So it's going to be a slow process for me. And so I hope Johnny and Brad are ready for me to continue to ask questions, because that's what I'm going to be doing. And I know there's no such thing as a stupid question, so I'll ask them all. I don't care. So I just want you. I'm just saying, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying that, like, I feel the love in regard to this crypto family, and I'm all about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just all about it. I don't know. Just listen, and I'll tell you what, I got a whole new respect for Brad now after tonight, because, like, I learned a lot of stuff about him that I didn't know. And then, I can't also say enough about Johnny and his wife, and I'm a part of their YouTube channel, and and their chat, and I love what they do as far as their YouTube videos are concerned. I've been trying to talk Brad into starting a YouTube channel, but he doesn't want to get into it. So anyway, that's enough from me. I just wanted to kind of give you the story in regard to where I'm coming from and where I stand. And I'm a firm believer in all of this stuff at this point. And I'm just going to keep, listen, I call Brad every day. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And he tells me what to do, and I do it. I said, listen, I'm just following in your footsteps from here on out. And that's my plan. So thanks for letting me share. Once again, congratulations on number 100. And I'm going to keep coming.
Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah. You know, that Mike was so excited to get into ARK that he drove from Fort Myers, where my other place was, all the way to West Palm Beach, where I was moving in. He helped my girlfriend and I move some of my stuff in, and he got set up in ARK at my new place.
Yeah, that's a fact.
It's a beautiful thing to see how Eternal invests in people, and I think when you're on the right journey and you're able to set yourself free, you need to free somebody else. If you're in a position of power, then your job is to empower someone else. And Eternal is really a person that walks that path. And amazing, the stories and the testimonials. And great pleasure to meet a great friend of his. Thank you so much for being here. Is there anybody else that wants to contribute tonight? We see we got SK Crypto K, the man, the legend, in the house. How are you, sir? I don't know if you could speak or you're at your desk at work.
Hey, Alice, if SK is not available, I just wanted to congratulate the whole core team on 100 podcasts. You guys are awesome. The project's awesome. And it's great to be a part of it. But yeah, congratulations to you and Brett and the whole team. Well done, sir.
Thank you, Catalyst. You have been a catalyst in our community and really set a tone of showing folks and mentoring folks to the absolutely unequivocally trying to reach for a right word, because what you guys have done over at Cryptozoa is nothing short of amazing. You know, bringing these people in and teaching them to write with their own voice, understanding that everyone has a perspective and a life experience that ties in. You know, listening to Coach Roberto, 71 years old, tying his business and health and coaching and healing and seeing that passive income is something so important that these folks are looking for. That was really set by you. I know Patrick came in, he couldn't resist. I think the understanding and the opportunity that a group of individuals came here to do something special, something different. But you really are the one who, let's say, stayed and made this what it is today. So the effect is the domino effect, that network effect. And we've seen through folks being inspired by you, them get out of their comfort zone and try something new and enjoy the process. I mean, we even had Chris Dugan. Chris Dugan. I mean, a bona fide expert degen, you know, guy who can sit there and compound and claim and run, you know, multiple wallets. I think one time he told me it took him like an hour or two to be able to do it. And he saw how people were getting involved and jumped on that wagon, got out of that comfort zone. Shout out Chris Dugan. But Catalyst, it's amazing, your analytics and how you've come to be an integral pillar here and a part of the foundation of what we've built so far. It's only been a couple of weeks and we're just getting started. So I thank you for all your hard work and participation here. It's been nothing short of amazing.
Thank you, Atlas. Thank you, sir. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But the credit goes to you and the whole core team. I mean, you guys present the opportunity to the community, and what an opportunity it is. And we, as community members, choose whether or not to seize the opportunity and in what way to seize it and where to take it. So I'm happy to be a part of it, and I'm happy to provide whatever direction I can help with. But no, it's all you guys. And again, congratulations on 100 consecutive nightly podcasts. This is unheard of. Nobody does it better. Nobody.
You remember that one.
You should play it.
Here we go. Hold on. We're going to make that happen for you.
Nobody does it better.
And another integral part of ARK, it's such an important role that he leads here, is that you, Z. I'm on another screen right now, but I think I heard your laugh, and I know what. After a long friendship.
Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. Alex. Nobody does it better. It's number 100. We're at 3 digits here, guys. I mean, I want to see some excitement here, man. Like, come on. Let's go. We've just reached 3 digits. You know, you guys are my new family, man. It's been 100 days. It's been 200 days in the work. And we get beautiful folks like Catalyst, You the Man, Chris Dugan, Eternal. You guys are my radio frequency. I tell you, I've been traveling the last couple of days on the road, and all I see is one radio frequency, and it's the ARK Podcast, 11 p.m. UTC every day. And we all learn things. We learn how the project is sort of evolving. We're learning a lot of ornaments around DeFi. It's a beautiful thing. So I've been on a weak Wi-Fi, but I'm back home now. Can you hear me just fine, Atlas?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Let's go. No, it's a beautiful time. It's we're at 100th, podcast, and we're growing. This is just the beginning. DeFi is just blooming. There's a lot of chatter. I keep an eye on the market. I keep an eye on the Twitter, and Arkfi is getting tagged everywhere. We're throwing memes. We're having fun with it. We're meeting up in real time and doing it. Like when I heard about Crypto Unlimited and the folks getting together and sort of compounding claiming 60-40 and all that, that's going to be a lifestyle. Like that's a lifestyle as it is. It's 100 days of talking about it. So yeah, keep it going, guys. I'm I haven't got anything prepared today, but I'm just here to admire. It's been 100 days of hard work. So the team deserves full support. And not just that, just the sort of chain of reactions we created on the block, right? We have a lot of like leaders here, a lot of good folks, a lot of folks that are like educating. Educating is the tough part. Alice, we know educating how tough it can be, right? To tell a person how to open a MetaMask and teach them about DeFi. It's a tough job.
Absolutely. And Z, what do you love about ARK?
Oh, dude, like you can ask me from a sort of crypto fanboy side, or you can ask me like a reality side. Like for me, ARK has many sorts of aspirations, and it's an ecosystem that's gonna keep growing. And I just, I'm like on one side, I like the vault. Honestly, there's nothing like it in DeFi, and this is why DeFi's price is swinging between how much, like what's crypto's thing, like $1 trillion, and then we're down, then we go to $2-3 trillion, then we come back to under $1 trillion like market cap. It's everything needs to be seen from that point of view, and then seeing how the layers get built on that, right? And how the DAO sort of votes towards that. I see a very, very deep picture, and I can keep going and talking hours about it, Alice.
Yeah, the perspective. I mean, you've done what, over 50 plus private sales, pre-sales.
Yeah.
In your time, and the ambitious roadmaps and the promises that folks make, and from that perspective, from your experience, what do you see?
Yeah, let's go deep into that pocket. So yeah, I've had about 50 pre-sales, seed rounds, public rounds, and I've had active AMAs with these founders. And I see them talk to the crowd and talk about their mechanisms and their staking protocols and their launch pads and their DEXs. And then when I ask them the question about the roadmap, they overpromise. They make all these sort of enunciations for the next 3-4 months, the next 6 months. They get the crowd active. And then, it comes to a point where they start off well. And then when you ask for a second interview, most of them have already moved on to other projects or working on one part of the protocol. It's a mix match. it's DeFi. It's really new. But here, what I see with ARK is, because I've known you for a while and I've known a lot of people here for a little bit now, and it's sort of a consistent thing. It's a day-to-day thing. So if your staking protocol isn't doing something on a consistent basis, you don't keep the crowd active. And here at ARK, not just have we got that protocol going, we got 2,000 wallets, just instantaneously compounding, claiming, earning every single day. But then we also have a community here that we honestly doing 100 podcasts now. This is what ARK's all about, man. How many of those protocols can say we've done 100 podcasts, or even 50, or even 30? Yeah, I can go quite into it. But here at ARK, we're basically on track with everything. So it's a great thing, and we have a lot of folks here to rally for us. Whenever we get into AMAs, for example, we bring the ARK army with us. I Love ARK is just all over the screen when we're on these AMAs, pillars, or it could be any of these. So no, man, we got the crowd here, we got the sort of engagement, and we got the rally and the team. The team here, so most teams, they're maybe a developer and about 3 marketers, and then you have admins, or some people have 2 developers. But none of these developers are like ours. We have a swarm of sort of information loops. So I'm pretty what can I say? Courageous, man. ARK is going to get places.
Just on the back end, we have 5 full-time developers working nonstop, creating, upgrading, and, building the rails of our destiny, right? It's really, I think, for me, in comparison, and there's amazing teams. I mean, we know Panther. I think those guys are exceptional, what they're doing, ZK rollups, so innovative, understanding that they're building the future. And there's a lot of folks that we admire and really, really stand out. And they all, at least for me, have large teams of not just passionate, but really more than anything, experienced folks that can actually execute. I know a lot of people that have dreams and have ideas, but unfortunately, most of them are broke. They don't have the business skills or the savvy or the ability to delegate. Sometimes they're their own worst enemy. So having that from the start, that search for going through so many folks that we went through to see who's really fit and who is about putting the work in, understanding there's no team tokens anybody can just walk away and dump. Everybody's invested, everybody's earning at the same rate as everyone else all the investors. And we don't win as a team if our investors don't win. And that I think is something very unique, and it's having an effect. We all see the opportunity. So thank you, Z, for your leadership here too, your education, your work on Discord. I think we've already rocked through 2,100 members on our Discord, and
counting.
a couple of weeks ago it was just like 350. So you've been on a mission, a man on the move and on the rise. So thank you for all of your dedication and work, and you've been, I think, in almost every one of the podcasts. I know you had your trip and your engagement and your marriage, but you came back, picked up right where you left off, and a lot of folks have grown to respect and care about you as a person and as a educator and leader. You can see that through all the DMs you get every day from folks appreciating what you're doing here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, and thank you. It's so much fun. It's a joy. It's a lifestyle. It's the way we do it. I was with a few friends, and they're like, "How do you start your Mondays?" And I'm like, "We do some breathing techniques." He's like, "What? So you do breathing techniques?" I'm like, "Yeah, every day with Coach Roberto. That's how we start our day at ARK." We basically dig deep, and it was nice to hear Florida Realtor, I've not seen you for a while. Realtor and Neto, two folks that I miss. But I'm sure now we're going to have complete dialogue and working on solidity and just talking about the markets and progress and building our syndicates, building our Rails, right? Ruby on Rails. We got ARK on Rails. We're keeping it 100, Atlas. It's 100.
Let's go. Absolutely. And I think Chris Dugan, he wanted to say something earlier. And if you got a comment, Chris.
Pushing a compound button is a lot easier than writing a Medium article. But we're actually working on some more, so we're going to get some more out there.
And Chris, if I could ask you, what do you love about ARK?
Well, any project that I get into these days, the first thing I'm looking at is the team and how they work together, and there's not a better team running around DeFi right now than this one. What y'all managed to do to bring a community about, and, just make it seem more of a family kind of atmosphere, I think is wonderful for the project and the longevity of it. And, the mechanics are there. We just need to, keep spreading the word, let people know what they can do here.
Absolutely. And I want to thank you, from myself, for me personally, I really look up to you, and you were an advisor even before we created that role and adopted you. And also Diamond and Air. I mean, you guys, a lot of people don't know Diamond and Air. They're in a different time zone over in South Africa. They don't come and participate in the podcast, but Chris, Diamond, and Airfire were essential people in having a hand in the clay here to mold what you guys are seeing here. So I thank you for your leadership, for your time, and all your counsel and advice through the process. Everybody gets to see the end result, but they don't know how much work goes into it and how many people really were here with us to get it just right. So thank you, Chris.
I appreciate it. I'm glad I was able to help in any small part of it.
Let's go, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Chris is cooking some burgers on the grill, trying not to burn them.
Great. And so Spark keeps printing, growing. All-time high, folks. Again's all-time high. Amazing. And let's see if there's maybe one or two other people who'd like to join us tonight. Comment. Crypto Putter?
Well, people are waiting.
Yeah, I'd like to throw my 2 cents in if I can.
All right. If everybody could please mute their microphone so we can get a clear sound from Crypto Putter.
Am I okay?
Go ahead, sir. It's all yours.
Okay. I watched Brandon's AMA with you guys in its entirety, and I've always known Brandon, and as he admitted to be, a drip maxi, 4X maxi, whatever you want to call it. But I always liked the way he communicated. I've always felt that he was extremely honest and held himself with high amounts of integrity. And listening to the questions that he was asking you guys and the information that you guys were given to him and to everybody that was in the chat, that is something that's very, very refreshing. And for me, being probably the newest person into DeFi, at least I feel anyway, there's other, I'm not going to mention names, but there's other protocols out there that you can't ask developers or their team questions unless you fill out a type of a form or their pre-selected questions, which in some cases could be deemed as softball questions. You guys have always been, you, Brad, Brett, and I'm sure there's other ones that are on the team as well. You guys have always been accessible. You guys have always, if you got a question, ask. And so you're not guarded, if you will, in you don't cast a shadow of a doubt on what somebody can ask you. And that is so refreshing, especially in this kind of space where a lot of people aren't doxxed. You don't know really anything about them. I mean, we're going off of what you tell us, of course. I can't see a face or something like that. But you guys are completely different than any other dev team that I've had to deal with, and or even in some cases YouTubers that I've had to deal with. That's what if you were to ask me, what do you love so much about it? It's your accessibility and knowing that I feel very, very, very confident about this. And I thank so much for SK getting me into this. This is going to be around for a very long time. There's no reason that it shouldn't. And I believe that the community that we have here in ARK, there's a lot of other communities that can learn a lot from us about our integrity and respect. I'm not going to mention a name again. So, people can go back and watch the AMA. There was a person in there that kept asking questions, and what it looked like is he was trying to pick a fight. Not one person jumped on it. And that is so refreshing to be able to get into TG and hear dialogue going back and forth, and it's all positive, or, hey, what do you think about this? Or, hey, can you help me with this? Or how do you do this? It's none of this, well, you're banned. That's not what this space needs. It needs the education. It needs the teaching. And it seems like we've got some extremely smart people in here that I intend on listening to and learning from, not only to build, get this crypto, this ARK, but also help me with my YouTube channel as well. So thank you, Atlas. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Brett, Catalyst, anybody else is out there that I've missed, Chris Dugan, Unlimited, Coach Happy, any of you guys that are norms to this and you regularly, thank you guys so much for being open and honest and forthwith in your information that you guys have to help others. It helps people like me have a better feeling about this whole space.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Great observations and analysis and comments. And you've inspired us as well, Crypto Putter. And you're new, but you've integrated with us and have also been someone that stepped out of the comfort zone and brought your enthusiasm for your understanding, because you've had your light bulb moment, your aha moment here with us, and to go and share it, and also be on the receiving side of our community, growing your YouTube channel and seeing the folks interact and the relationships that are being made. We focus our energy, our resources in promoting within our community those leaders, those folks that are out there educating and talking and conveying the message of what we're doing here at ARK. So another amazing member here, and so proud to have you here, brother. Thank you. Let's get this crypto. Anybody else? I think Catalyst, you wanted to talk. There was a couple of folks. This is a very special evening. Very special.
Special indeed. Chris Dugan I could hear those burgers sizzling on the grill, and I was just going to quickly ask what kind of meat he was grilling up there, if he's on. But it's not related to ARK. Maybe he's making ARK burgers.
Yeah, it's just your regular run-of-the-mill burger. Nothing exotic tonight.
Bring it on, brother.
Anybody else? Bizy Dips, all the way from Australia. Our great friend Mistletoe, the luckiest man in ARK so far.
How are you, Atlas? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. One of my favorite people, man. Yeah, I love what you guys do on your channel, man. Welcome to the podcast tonight. Glad to have you here, sir. Go right ahead.
I was just listening in earlier. I was actually on the golf course, so I couldn't chime in sooner. But congratulations on your 100th episode. I was able to listen as well to a little bit of Brandon's AMA as well earlier, and I think that was just absolutely fabulous. I think it's going to really turn a lot of heads. And just looking around the room here, there's some really influential people here. The project's very much, I think, attracting the right sort of people. And just the environment that you've created here, I think it's just so welcoming. Anyone can ask any questions. It really is a good vibe, if I might say so.
Thank you, sir. Look, at the heart of it, we're all investors. For the people, by the people.
Yeah, I think really the coming couple of months, just reading between the lines here, I can just see a really serious amount of money coming into this project in the coming months. I think that the momentum that's being built has been really, really solid. Not too many fanboys, not too many moon boys, and the project speaking for itself. So certainly where myself and Max Power, my partner in crime, we're very, very keen to continue spreading the word, and very much look forward to what you guys can bring to the table this year.
Absolutely, and we can't wait till we bring you the utility and the external mechanisms that we're working on every single day. I think that's going to really send some shockwaves. It's going to catch a lot of attention.
Yeah, definitely. And look, to be honest, I've been around in DeFi since really the summer of DeFi in 2020, and we've seen a lot of projects come and go. And it wasn't really only the mechanics of Arkfi, and obviously you guys have had the benefit of watching what a lot of other ROI dApps have done, both good and bad. But it was really your ideas and fresh ideas around utility that really sparked our initial interest. So we're looking forward to seeing a lot of those things come to fruition. And I'm sure you've got a few other things up your sleeve that you haven't mentioned publicly as well. So really excited. I think the project's in a great place. What have we just had? I think 50 days since launch. So yeah, it's all looking very, very positive.
Thank you, sir. And yeah, absolutely. Look, we've had an advantage. There's always the advantage of first to market, no doubt about that. But then you see the folks that come and challenge the system and challenge what is out there. And hindsight, as we know, is 2020, and that's, I think, one of the important factors here that we've had. We've been able to look back and see what's been successful. How long has it been successful? You know, how could it have had more opportunity, and how do you protect investors from buying a dream and coming in late and fumbling into a situation under promises, which are really geared towards the folks that got in. And we're seeing this narrative, oh, if I didn't get into pre-sale, I'm not investing in this, because all the charts look the same. Parabolic, hockey stick up, hockey stick down. Call it what you will. And I think folks are sick and tired of being sick and tired of the same game played a different way with just a little bit of a different logo. And innovation is a part of this. And we understand there will be people coming that will innovate on ARK. Absolutely. That's why we're not staying idle just with the smart contracts and what we have here. We understand that we need to be different, and we need to offer serious utility, and we need to engage into the real world, cast our net in the large ocean, not in this small pond of DeFi. That's the opportunity. We didn't do 10 months of work to be here for a couple months or a year, my friends. Brett was semi-retired, enjoying his life, traveling with his family, having passive income come in. And we've signed up for a multi-year commitment, which is going to incorporate a lot of the projects and facets that I've personally been developing for almost 2.5 years. So there's a lot coming, and you guys haven't seen anything yet.
Let's get this crypto. Oh yeah, let's get this crypto.
Well, cheers, Atlas, and congratulations again to the team on 100 podcasts. And yeah, we'll speak again soon.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for all your support. And I still think to date, you guys are definitely in my top 5 of favorite YouTubers that are investors here in ARK and passionate and looking at it from a analytical point of view, understanding the risk, understanding that there's always the factor of growth. And this is the type of system that you cannot sleep. The contracts, my friend, as everyone can see, they continue to print nonstop. And you cannot let your foot off the gas. Growth, growth, education, growth, education, over and over. And then having the tools and having the funnels to support. It has to scale. It has to ramp up. The product's amazing. We know that. So I think you guys are really tapping into the direction and how do we do things different? And how do we fish and cast that net into wide ocean? How do we stay afloat from the crypto abyss and go through the ice age? It's a challenge. We're paying our debts every single day to every investor. We're not kicking the can down the road. That's something to admire, guys. That's something I think that we're very proud of here in the system. because that's how you really balance things out. Go ahead, Mr. Rendon.
I was just going to say,
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I think,
Go ahead.
sorry, just to finish off, I think there's going to be exciting time coming as well in the next sort of 3 to 5 weeks. I think a lot of the early participants are going to begin to ROI, and I think that in itself is going to be some sensational marketing for the project. A lot of happy campers.
Absolutely, sir. Brandon figured that out. Brandon's figured out ARK so fast. I don't think I've seen somebody get it as fast as he has gotten it. And I think it's that robotics engineering side of him and the educational. And I was caught off guard. The man is absolutely brilliant and, put the work in, but so fast still, man. Brandon.
Well, I'll tell you, the other thing that I figured out long before coming to ARK, a couple of things. First of all, I firmly believe that that humanity needs to get the hell out of this rigged fiat currency debt-based system that we have. And I think because of that reality and because of a progression of people waking up to that reality and learning about crypto and then specifically learning about DeFi, that's just an ongoing process that it's really going to snowball over the next months and years. And it's going to result in just a massive, massive tidal wave of capital coming out of traditional finance and coming out of fiat currency and coming into DeFi. So it really is the greatest transfer of wealth that's coming. It's already underway, but it's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger because people are smart. People are figuring out that this fiat currency system is rigged. It's unfair. It's inherently unfair. It's just horrible. It's toxic. Nobody enjoys being in debt. Nobody enjoys being on that hamster wheel of just keeping up from paycheck to paycheck. And it keeps just getting worse. The inflation is there. Obviously, it can't not be there with the way our system works and the way these units of fiat currency are just endlessly created out of thin air. Day in and day out, and the whole pandemic thing. I mean, don't even get me started on just the insanity inherent to the fiat system. So there's going to be just a tidal wave, and we are all going to be riding that wave. We are definitely very, very early to this party. We are the early adopters, and we are all going to benefit significantly and improve our lives and all of that. And I also would like to speak to kind of what we're witnessing right now on the podcast, which is this is a whole different sort of investment. I mean, you can invest in stocks. Most people are familiar. A lot of people are invested in the stock market, right? But if you invest in the stock market, there's no community. There's no human to human connection involved with that other than, the representative that you might speak with on the phone as you're opening up your brokerage account at TD Ameritrade or whatever. There's no touchy-feely, warm and fuzzy human to human community type of environment there whatsoever. It's just this cold thing, and you're just like, okay, well, how much are you going to charge me per trade, and how do I know which one of these stocks is going to be a good investment? It's not a fun, pleasant, beneficial user experience, and so DeFi, just on the whole, DeFi offers so much more. So first of all, the returns are way better. Coach Happy talked about having a few $1,000s in the bank and earning $2 a month, and my ears kind of perked up, and I was like, well, I wonder where he's banking, because that sounds pretty high. $2 off of $2,000 or $3,000 in your banking account, $2 a month. He must be getting a pretty decent rate. I mean, the local credit union here got all excited and they have a big giant flat screen TV on the wall. And top of the list is like, here's our CD rates, and here's the best rate that you can get if you lock your money with our credit union for 5 freaking years. 5 years, you will get you will get a whopping 4%. 4%. So not only is your money treated so much better, which goes hand in hand with that waking up that's happening all around the world. People are understanding more and more that the current system is rigged and traditional finance is rigged, and just as filled with fraud and bullshit that DeFi can be at times if you're not into the right products. But it can also earn a lot more on their money, and so then when they finally take that plunge into DeFi, then huge bonus, they find out, wow, there's this really wonderful community, positive user experience. And that's so important that people feel welcomed. They feel like there's no such thing as a stupid question, which is something I admire about Atlas. He's going to say that pretty much every podcast. Let's ask, people, please feel welcome to unmute your mic, ask your questions. There's no such thing as a stupid question. So I think that's beautiful, and we're witnessing the kind of community that's being built here, and we're witnessing what can happen in a DeFi investment, especially one that is being run the right way and making all the right moves like Atlas and Brett are doing. People are going to come here. They're going to have a great user experience, and therefore they're going to be more than happy to tell their friends and neighbors about the kind of experience that they're having. So yeah, look out above, because I agree. With somebody that was speaking earlier, I can't remember who. This thing is we're going to see a ton of capital coming in just from the DeFi experts. Bye. All righty. I'm up later than I should be because it's the 100th podcast, but that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Brandon. We're going to do the Spark Rewards in a couple of minutes. I know we're going pretty late. It just keeps going higher and higher. The more we let it go, the longer it's going to take for another all-time high. As you can see, we've been killing them, but we usually don't go this late. We're 3 hours and 35 minutes in, I believe. And we got to unleash the beast. And we're also going to do a giveaway for everyone that's here is going to participate. And you have a chance to win 50 ARK, which is fantastic. But thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that you've noticed and you're buying into not the words, but the actions, which at this stage in this game is everything. You can't trust anyone or anything, but you can actually see, and it should be consistent. Very important. And it's a lot of time, and it is a investment, leveraging our hours here, 3-4 hours a night. We can afford that because we have a large team deving in the back. And deving here, and we got Alex doing customer support, checking out people's CWR, giving them the strategy. Hey, you're going too fast, slow down. Okay, you're having this issue. Hey, you want a button here. You want it in USD, not in ARK. 5 minutes, live, everywhere. It really helps. And that's where the team component really has a massive effect. We can invest the time here, invest in our community, invest in making sure that everyone that comes through before they click the buy button understands how to play the game, is well informed. How do you manage it at the most optimum level? And we have to be here to receive, to create an environment of respect and something that we've seen in some places is very toxic. People shilling their link, people trying to poach, people in it for themselves. And it starts from the top. You set the tone, you set the rules, you set the way that you want people to be treated and educated, and understand that there might be somebody that comes for the first time that heard about it somewhere, or maybe they heard about it from their neighbor. And we always want for anyone who comes here to leave impressed and say, these guys are doing something in a way, in a fashion that makes sense and is respectable. And the community is educated, they're empathetic, and they understand that it's one person at a time. Then it becomes 5 and 10 and 20. So the plan's working out perfectly, folks. We wanted the experts here as we go on this great journey to cross that bridge. But is there anything you wanted to add? He's been really quiet tonight, as usual, but it's a big night, and he's been on an amazing journey. I still don't know how Brett keeps up with me. I have not met another human being ever who can keep up with my work ethic and how much I dedicate to what I do. Shout out to Brett. You're amazing, man.
I'm holding my 6-month-old. That's why. My
I know how you do it.
So I had to kind of entertain a little bit at dinner time, so I had to be quiet. And they just came over. They haven't seen us in a bit, and we're catching up with the kids and stuff. So anyway, no, but yeah, it doesn't seem like 100 to me yet. I feel like we're just getting started. So
plus the 67 we did in phase 1, but
yeah.
You know, this is your baby. You've been here every second of every time, and just, you know, you folks see us here. You don't know the other, you know, 10, 12 hours happening on the deving side, and these meetings and these contracts and everything that's happening in utility wise. It's nothing short of a miracle for me to have you here, Brett, and I'm still amazed. I tell my wife probably 2 times a day, I don't know how this guy with a 6-month-old, 3 other kids, how he does it. I mean, I struggle, and you keep up. It's amazing. But I want to really just thank you and congratulate you, the architect, as a human being, as a person, as a friend, as a partner. You've given everything to this project, and you've made this vision a reality. It absolutely would not be possible without you. I think a lot of folks could have come and gone, and they have, but without you, there would be no ARK. Not this ARK, not this amazing project that we have here today, and these contracts and his vision, and this leadership. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, sir. I mean, you put you put it all together. So I'm just, you know, I'm here to support and help any way I can. You know, the people, community.
Wait, hold on. You put it all together. I had the vision and you know, was able to bring in a lot of great people on board, but it's really you. I mean, from the white paper, every word is yours. From putting your, you know, ideas into that format and then transferring it over to Mr. Green's brain, understanding that, you know, he's never been in these type of systems before, you know, that in itself was a feat to get that coded and that transplant of how the function and how everything's so complex had to be brought into 5 contracts, nothing short of amazing. So sorry to correct you, but you put it all together, brother. The website, the structure. I don't know if a lot of folks know that, but it's really, really him. I'm the talker. I'm the business guy. I'm the connector. I'm the one that moves the pieces and the people around the board. But the nuts and bolts, folks, the gritty, roll up your sleeves and let's get this done is without a doubt Brett Norton. Please continue. Sorry. I had to make it clear.
I don't like to talk about myself anyway, so that was fine. That's enough. I feel like we're just getting started, and you and I have, conversations offline about, where the vision's headed and all the back office working and everything that we're doing right now. I always just look forward. I'm probably a flaw of mine is I don't look back and reflect on anything. And so like you bringing this to, make an example out of the 100th podcast, I never even would have thought of that. So I'm already, what's next? What's next? What are we building? Where are we going? And that's what I'm putting my focus and emphasis on. And I have to kind of, compartmentalize myself that way, because otherwise you can get caught up, in the past and working on the firefighting and all the things that are going on in the community and everything else. But really our efforts are best spent on the future strategy, putting the new pieces together and continuing to build and grow. So yeah, but I do appreciate, thank you so much for those kind words. Means a lot. And congratulations on the 100 podcast. We're going to do 100 more, I'm sure. So looking forward to it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brett, for everything, man. I reflect on it quite often, almost on a daily basis, and the sense of gratitude and appreciation, with him it's unbelievable. I've had to carry a lot of people on my shoulders through my ventures, through my journeys and experiences to get them across the finish line. Because if somebody doesn't do it, then I'm not going to fail because somebody is not pulling their weight or contributing. And you find that in business, a lot of people talk a big game and they get in a position, and as soon as they find their way to slack or do the least possible, if you ever had a business and you understand that some people are looking at the clock and trying to figure out how they could sneak out the back door 15 minutes early. And there's a lot of that. And I've always said, my skill has been to really find the people that are effective, that can put the work in, that are not looking for, the praise, that are not looking for, hey, I did this. Oh my God, praise me. There's a lot of people like that too, that do the work, but they're dreaming because they need the constant recognition. They need the constant, pet me like a dog. So I'd rather have someone that's extremely focused, serious, effective than 4 of those people looking at the clock. And it's been humbling to see the experience with Brett. And it goes down from there. Mr. Green, Jan, Sunday night, 2 a.m, coding, working on the scripts, load balancing the servers, giving us the security that his hedge fund clients sit behind so that we can sleep at night knowing that every investor's funds are safe here. It's very important. We didn't just stop at the CERDIC. We didn't stop at the secondary audit driven. We hired 3 of the best known hackers in the world to beat the brakes off these contracts. It's a huge responsibility, especially with fresh code. So that commitment from the team Alex, absolute superstar. The man will do even things that are not even in his realm or responsibility or in his fly zone. The man will come and do whatever it takes. Gordy, our designer, whatever it takes. Fortunate always comes early to every shift. Quiet guy, but the epitome, I think, of someone that is empathetic and wants to give amazing customer service, which is very lacking in this space, if you ask me. He's been rocking with us for a long time now. Z, our DeFi educator and expert here, great friend. Thank you. Coach Brad, we set a position for him a long time ago. Told him, you're going to have your moment. Your role will come. Have patience. Sit back. Learn. And we've seen him rise and shine to the top and inspiring others and helping others. Amazing. Gratitude, gratefulness, and respect. All right. Anybody else have a question or comment? It's been a long one. We're going to end it pretty soon. Got the spark, but just want to give it one last chance or moment for anybody else.
I love you guys. Congratulations. What a journey. Let's keep going.
Thank you, Juan.
Yeah, same here, Atlas. Just wanted to say congrats on the 100th episode, the 100th podcast. I've actually been tuned in all day. I actually was on Brandon's stream, watched the whole stream from when it started around 3 o'clock, and then that was 3 hours, and they rolled right into the podcast tonight. I just, been moving around, kind of listening to it while I was driving and moving around throughout the day. Just had an opportunity where I could speak, where there wasn't no noise in the background. Just got in the house a little while ago, but just wanted to say congratulations, man. I'm super excited about everything that I'm hearing, and honestly, just wanted to say shout out to Brandon. I've been listening to Brandon for a while, since over a year ago, with Drip, because he was kind of who I got in under Drip. I don't think it was under his direct wallet. He had a huge team by that point when I got in the Drip, but been following him. And today when I listened to that pop to what you all were talking about, just going back to eternity and just everything of how it evolved into ARK, and it just actually made me just believe even more, because I honestly been trying to poke holes in what's been going on, because I've seen so many different projects and different things like that. But when I listened to that one, that AMA today that he did, it actually gave me even more confidence in going out and share it, because I was saying I was going to do YouTube videos. I haven't done a YouTube video. I've brought a few people in, just, people who I talk to, but just haven't broadcasted it, because I've told y'all, I just didn't have the confidence to put any projects on my channel again. I haven't really done any of those videos again. But just listening to you all today, again, y'all doing 100 episodes straight, it just shows something a little bit different. And so I just have more confidence. So I just want to say thank you again. And I just look forward to everything that has in store for ARK over this next year, 2023. It seems like we started the year off with a bang, and I think Arkfi is going to be one of the biggest DeFi projects of 2023 and moving forward. And I'm just happy to be here on the ground floor of this project. So salute to everybody who's here tonight. We on the ARK early. So, everybody who's here tonight to be able to be a part of this.
And thank you for being here. And thank you for even bringing your son, Mateo. as an investor, educating him and having him, a young 23-year-old man with his whole life ahead of him and his goals and his financial dreams and amazing. I mean, it just shows the relationship that you guys have. Thank you for that. That was amazing last night. A 23-year-old young man and a 71-year-old old man that's got the mentality and the smile of a child, all together here, banding behind the project. Amazing. That was a big moment.
Awesome. He's on the call tonight. He's on board it. So San Mateo out by Guapo. He's actually probably on here listening tonight. I'm not sure if he's going to tune in, but he joined the Telegram group and he's
Maddie, get him in here, call him on the cell phone and tell him, son, you better get your ass in here because they're going to give away 50 ARK. That's almost $300, my friend. Come on through, man. This is it. You know, we give away things every night, you know, but it's for a purpose that you have to go through the actions. But this is just the anniversary. So he's probably got 5-10 minutes. So if you want to jump on and drag him in here, man, all he's got to do is show up. He's already, you know, learning. He's on his way. But just amazing to see. And you've come in not too long ago, but you've taken the time, like everyone else here, to really do the due diligence and understand the system, the why, you know, how this all came together. And I'm glad you enjoyed that story. We don't talk about it a lot, but I mean, if you go through the 100 podcasts, you'll find a lot of it, actually, when I look back and think about it.
And I just want to say, Maddie, thanks for supporting me and supporting the channel. I really appreciate it. And thank you for telling me about that, or telling all of us about your experience. That means a lot to me. That is the reason I do this YouTube gig. I want to reach people. I want to help people. So I'm grateful that I've been able to be of service to you and your family. And thank you for mentioning it. It means a lot to me.
I appreciate that. Like I remember before you moved to Puerto Rico, I think it was around that time. It was around January of last year. I think you were in the process of moving. So I remember that you were kind of transitioning and you were moving to Puerto Rico. So it was like right around that time. I think I joined your team around December or January. It was somewhere towards the end of 2021, going into between that December and January. I can't remember exactly when, but you were
you nailed
transitioning.
It. Exactly. Yeah, there was two big transitions. Well, three big transitions in my life at that time. Really, I quit my job on January 13th of 2022. So that was one thing. I moved down to Puerto Rico on February 6th, 2022. So it was another thing. And another thing that I did concurrently there right at the tail end of December and the very beginning of January was to kind of restructure my whole team and bring in all the admins in the Telegram group. And that was when I started having their buddy addresses in the video descriptions rather than my own, to help all of them build a team and incentivize them to help me out with the chat. And man, Trip was going crazy at that time. So that turned out to be a good and necessary move. But yeah, I'm really grateful that you came in, and I'm happy to be a part of your DeFi journey, so to speak. So, all right, thank you.
No question. Awesome. Appreciate you, man.
All right, folks. Who's ready to do some Spark rewards tonight? It's a huge one. What a great way to celebrate here. What was that?
I said, let's get this crypto.
All right, sir. Here we go.
get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto.
Oh, it's impossible for me not to fall in love with you, baby. Yeah, but it's got to be tonight, baby. Be tonight. It's got to be tonight. Yo, let's do it, baby girl. Gotta do it like that, y'all. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you love me tonight. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you love me tonight. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you love me tonight. No! Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Tell me that you love me tonight. Tell me that you want me. Tell me that you need me. Go ahead, baby. Tell me that you love me tonight.
Let's give it a couple seconds. Everybody's watching their wallets. Am I going to be the winner tonight of the all-time high? All right, folks. The winner of tonight's Spark Price Pool, their wallet ends in 994B. That is 255.06 ARK. Another all-time high, folks.
Another first-time winner.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing. Well, we've had 3 folks win 2 times, triple double, and still holding at that. You are never in a position that if you qualify, you cannot win again. If your lucky stars are working for you and it's your day, if you're that single mother with 2 kids and you know, you are counting on ARK, you're hoping and you're being patient and you're starting small. I mean, winning this just puts you on nitro, guys. And for the whale, I mean, I don't care how big your wallet is. Even if you're a person that came in and purchased, like the other day, somebody came and purchased a max wallet and a platinum NFT for 10K. This will take their investment to a whole another level, folks. Let's get this crypto.
Let's get this crypto.
Oh, god damn.
Oh, yeah. Let's get this crypto.
Mr. Fortunate, are you ready, sir? You need a little more time to create the wheel, to our giveaway of our celebration of this milestone of 100 podcasts. All right, sir. Let me go ahead and give him the access. But I didn't hear. Fortunate, are you ready, sir? Or do you need some more time? You are? Well, there's no better time than right now. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. I know we went a little bit slow tonight. Started the podcast recording a little bit late, as we usually do. But yeah, we're always here at 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. UTC, having great conversations and meeting a lot of the new community and investors that are getting involved. Beautiful. It's amazing. All right. Is there anyone that's here that does not see their name on the list? And let's scroll through it very slowly, please. Thank you, Mr. Fortunate. I want everyone who's here present to have a chance to win that 50 ARK prize tonight. Okay. Thank you, Fortunate. Seems like everyone's there. We got 62 on the board, but I see 66 people here live, Mr. Fortunate. So there's got to be somebody, but
mine is me, you, Brad, and Brett.
Okay. There goes the math. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you. Well, sir, on the count of 3, 2, 1. Crypto hats. Woo! Let's go, brother. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Didn't expect that. Thanks very much.
The crypto hat.
Congrats, bro. Congratulations. Hats.
They say money can't buy happiness. Look at the fucking smile on my face.
Well, folks, that's another one. Amazing. Thank you all for being here this evening, and thank you all for your continued support. Regardless of when you came in, you're becoming a part of this vision and this journey and this community. We couldn't do it really without you guys. There wouldn't be a purpose. There wouldn't be a reason to stay up when everybody else is sleeping and to go that extra mile. There's a responsibility, there is a respect and a clear understanding that we have to continue the hard work nonstop, no days off. It does make a difference in the end. It really does, guys. I've been through it, and I can tell you for a fact. There is no free lunch, and if you want the results, you have to work for them. Do we have any questions or comments before we conclude tonight's podcast?
Crypto never sleeps, and neither does Atlas.
Oh, man. It's a passion. Anyone else?
Well, this guy sleeps, so good night, y'all. Have a good day tonight.
Rooster, great to have you here, brother. Thank you for your participation and always being here with us and being a great part of this community, brother. You've been riding with us for a very, very long time, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. You guys have a good one. Take care.
Take care. Good night. So, folks, we want to thank you for coming over to celebrate with us and be a part of another podcast. But this one's an extra special one as we really have reached a milestone that we hadn't crossed before. And great to be here with all of you. Thank you for your comments, your feedback, your support, your questions, your interest, and really going out of your way to understand what is so special about ARK, why the smart money's here, and why the growth is right before us and continuing this process. We will be back tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. EST, 11 p.m. UTC. For the folks that are listening to the recording at a later time, thank you also for your participation in the podcast. We hope that you found it educational, entertaining, and that you got something out of it as well. Have a great night, folks. Thank you.
I can't wait to participate